Fool you, David. These are two teams that if you're playing against them, they can play. We've covered these teams, and when they're on, they are really good basketball teams.
McNeese with the opening tip. And we're underway. The 7-1 Brendan Medley-Bacon, part of McNeese's starting five. For Northwestern State, Larry Owens, big 275-pound senior, who guards Kellen Taylor right now.
Well, it's Northwestern State in his zone.
4 to shoot. Quick three from the wing, and it's off the mark by Scott. Brian White, outlet Owens, and the finish.
How about that? And the presence being known of diminutive point guard that finds his teammate in transition, right on the money. But the zone, obviously interesting call for Mike McConaughey.
Three falls, and that's Scott with his 65th three of the season. That easily leads the Cowboys coming in. They average just about 7 3-pointers per game, and Scott, again, will get most of them. Ten to shoot. White drives. Short. Medley-Bacon tips the rebound to himself. Jonathan Massey to the paint. Coleman a second rebound. Cedric Garrett's been banged up wearing number 22. He's back for the Demons as well. Owens muscles up and Medley-Bacon wins the battle.
Well, he was open to the rim. I think he just didn't gather himself because he really got to the rim and pretty much had his way.
Scott for three again. In and out. Coleman had 20 rebounds Saturday against Southeastern Louisiana. He already has 3 in 2 minutes. Garrett. Stopped by Lewis. They reset to Owens. This Northwestern State team first in Southland Conference games in 3-point shooting. 6 to shoot. Coleman hurries. Here comes Lewis for McNeese. Lewis to the rim. The swat by Coleman. Garrett gets the roll.
Love the breakout, David, the transition basketball. You know, if you're playing in this game, you got to get back on defense because both teams not afraid to push the tempo.
Massey for three. Twice. McNeese three has almost gone down but out. Just over 3 minutes in. Coleman quick double. Owens doubled. Traveled.
Oh, good defense. Great defense. Well, how about getting out in transition? Nothing like a block shot to start things moving. And I love the ability of Northwestern State to be able to get out, transition, and beat a very quick McNeese State team back in transition to the hoop.
Medley-Bacon posting up on Owens. Now he has it at the free throw line. Nice feed to Taylor for the dunk.
Well, nice flash by Medley-Bacon into Kellen Taylor, who moved very well without the basketball. That's what you do against the zone. A couple of touches, high post entries, and great job.
Garrett's from here in Houston, a sophomore. Throws it away, Massey. No one in front of him. Southland Conference Freshman of the Year puts his team up 3.
You've got to take care of the basketball against McNeese State. They're very, very active in the passing lanes, and they can convert.
Coleman moves it on Massey. The double comes. Reset to White. Now Coleman, quick shot. Tip wouldn't fall. Owens gets it back. Medley-Bacon the swat. From the corner, Harwin Francois off the mark. Hectic pace, not a lot of points so far.
Well, both teams trying to test each other out. They've been trying to get an edge in transition.
Coleman again. Gets the roll.
Shooter's touch. Every inch of the rim. And I said when you do that, you got a shooter's touch.
Had 37 points did Coleman in the 2 games against McNeese in the regular season. 9 double-doubles in the 14 Southland Conference games. Quick 3, Francois. You can't leave him open. We mentioned Scott's 3-point prowess. That's Francois' 50th 3 of the season. Carville T-set for 3, yes. He almost matches Scott in 3-pointers on the year.
He shot that with the rhythm and the confidence. You can see, David, these both teams playing with some confidence. Love to see that at this time of the year. No time not to be confident.
For the answer, Scott misfires. Here's T-set, second-year freshman, another 3. Short stint as an assistant under his now athletic director, Heath Schroyer. He's seen his Cowboys go up early on Northwestern State, 10-9, 6 minutes in. Both teams 4 of 11 from the floor so far. For 3, Francois. Christian Shoemate off the bench, 3rd-team all-conference, grabs the offensive rebound.
I was just going to mention, David, that they haven't given up an offensive rebound in the zone, but now you got Shoemate on the floor. That's going to change things.
Another 3, Francois. This time it rolls in.
So how important are offensive rebounds? You get a reload, what do? You knock down a 3. They had not gotten an offensive rebound. Shoemate comes in the game, immediately changes that statistic.
And the best players on the floor today are second-year freshmen. Here's Coleman, one of them pulls up short. Offensive rebound into the hands of the Demons. For 3, Garrett misfires. Trey English had 27 points Saturday. 23% of his points all season. He wears number 0. Last Cowboy game, they lost to HBU in 4 overtimes. And English continues his hot shooting with a 3 on his first shot.
That's good rhythm, but good ball movement by McNeese. I thought they did a really good job. Taylor swinging the basketball. The ball didn't stick.
After McNeese lost, John Aikens said once he got into the locker room, they weren't downtrodden. They actually gave everyone a hand for their performance in that historic game in Houston.
And, you know, David, that's what you need to do if you're a coach. You've got to find some positives, and he did that. That's why his team's able to come out and perform tonight.
T-set cutting the deficit to 5. Francois finds Taylor. Finishes. The tough shot over Sean Riley.
Kellen Taylor, very active player, very bouncy player. Inside, outside, he's a tremendous athlete.
Coleman doubled, no whistle. Second chance wouldn't fall as well, and Shoemate knocks it into the hands of Taylor. Colin Warren. Shoemate the follow. All Cowboys early, up 9.
How about that for your second offensive rebound? One, you keep it alive, get a 3, and then you go down and get the flush. He is active, David. He's just really, really active ball player.
And this run out of the timeout coming since Shoemate has come off the bench, and he's done that most of the time this season, averaging 16 points a game to lead the Cowboys. Still Demon basketball. Instant impacts by the freshman from Chicago, Illinois. And Christian Shoemate, the highlight reel dunk of his team up 9. The 2011 lead for McNeese over Northwestern State. The Cowboys been run. They're 10-21. They were 4-10 in the league. They come in losers of 5 straight. And yet John Aiken told us just before the game, his team is in the best place they've been mentally, spiritually, and physically, even after losing that historic 4 overtime game to HBU Saturday, 149-144.
David, you have a choice as a coach and as a player. What do you do when you bounce back from the game? And they've taken the right approach. They say, look, let's take the positive out of this game. We did everything but win that game, and they had chances to win that game. Truth be told, they didn't win it, but they said, look, we're playing well enough to win, and I really like that approach.
And they've gone through much worse than a 4 overtime loss. Of course, a couple of years ago, 2 hurricanes ravaging Lake Charles. The community still feels the effect. The home arena, the Legacy Center, opened late in the season because it took so long to rebuild. Shoemate the rebound off the Cargill tee-set miss. The Cowboys can go up double digits.
Nothing like having an all-conference player coming off the bench, and he's made his presence known. Shoemate.
Already 3 boards for Shoemate and more to go. No look, English to.
They're doing a great job of getting some ball movement. They're going side to side, and then they're finding inside opportunities. Zones widening out to cover the crunch.
And then the steal, English again. Shoemate back there for the follow. 24-11.
That's quite a run. I think it's going to have to be a timeout pretty soon by Coach McConaughey. And interestingly, David, neither team has fouled in this game. There's been a flow to this game. Officials might maybe have to get home for an HBO special or ESPN 30 for 30.
Another bad pass. English again. This time, like they normally do. Then they started with 3 straight road games in conference play at the top 3 teams in the league, Southeastern, Nichols, and UNO. Shoemate the offensive board and put back, and it gets worse for the Demons. And Mike McConaughey just saying it's been so hard for us to get things going after the brutal start to the year.
Well, you know it is, and then you're playing against a team, as you said, that's feeling good about themselves and still having lost some recent games. But, you know, again, what a luxury. Shoemate coming in here. David, you know, where does this happen? You see all league players coming off the bench to giving their team a lift. What a luxury it is to have him, Christian Shoemate, to come into a game, change the momentum of a game instantly.
The run is now 19-2. McNeese at 29, and we're halfway through the first. Here's Jovan Zelenbaba, sophomore from Israel. Can Kendall Coleman get things going? All 5 on the floor for the Demons just look off. And it's a Cowboys team in perfect rhythm. Warren. Terrence Reed got bumped, and Warren will be called for the foul.
Well, that's what they're going to have to do, David. They're going to have to find a way to create some opportunities. Playing good defense is a start, and then getting out in transition and trying to get some numbers, because it's been McNeese that's been very stingy, and they're playing very good defense on top of their torrid pace offensively.
Was that tipped? No, says Danny Chance. Another turnover.
And that's what McNeese can do to you, David. You know, they can turn you over. Now, McNeese has had problems this year taking care of the basketball as well. But, you know, I think you take the exchange. If you're turning people over, sometimes you're a little more lenient and accepting of making turnovers yourself. But McNeese has been really shown a lot of energy, David.
And if there's one thing that's really hurt the Cowboys in conference play, it is turnovers. Yet it's the Demons with their 3rd turnover the last 3 minutes. Cowboys can go up 20. Medley Bacon keeps control. Zelenbaba the rebound.
That was a good possession for Northwestern State. They've got to get a couple more like that. Start with stops.
Zelenbaba fires. I can't remember the last time they had a really good look.
No, they've been challenged every possession.
Demons off the board for almost 4 minutes. English for 3. They keep rolling. 32-11, and Trey English is up to 10. Robert Hugas finally ends the drought. Sophomore from Athens, Greece.
They're going to need a few more of those, but, you know, it's McNeese is just really having their way on both ends of the floor, especially on the offensive end, David.
Massey muscles his way up and fouled. Well, you won over 600 games in your college coaching career. Have you had moments like this where it just looks like for McNeese, all 5 players just working as one unit and not making mistakes?
No, and it's really something that you dream about as a coach, you dream about as a player. You work for this. It doesn't happen all the time, and usually your opponents have something to say about that. but when you get things going, it's really a thing of beauty, and it's something I think you can build on. And you go back, David, you brought it up, the conversation we had with Coach Aiken, and just the positivity he had with his team about feeling good about themselves even after a loss and losing successive games. They had nothing to hang their heads about. They were in a very historic game. They just happened to come out on the losing end, but they did everything but win that game.
Yeah, all the players stood up and clapped with each other in the locker room after they lost that 4 overtime game, when they led with a second or less at the end of each of the first 3 overtimes. Terrence Reed couldn't get the roll, but he gets the rebound and will fire again. Connects.
They're going to need a few more of those plays. There haven't been many bright spots for Northwestern State, but they got to start on the defensive end. They have not done anything so far to slow McNeese State. They're going back to the man now. They tried the zone, and now they're going back to a man-to-man.
Taylor got knocked away, gets it back, and fouled. Season, their 14 conference games, they were minus 40 in turnovers. And so that's 3 more times a game they're giving the ball away.
Right.
Coach, 6 of their 10 conference losses by 6 points or less. That's the biggest reason they're just 4-10 in the league.
Well, they're making a concerted effort, David, not to turn it over, but to get some shots up before. And I used to tell our teams, hey, get some shots up, but you won't turn it over shooting the ball. And I think a couple of our players used to understand that. Okay, Coach, I got that. I can get shots up.
During our timeout, they took a point away from the Cowboys. A Trey English 3 that was called a 3 as it happened, ruled a 2. So that's why it's 34-15. All Cowboys, they look for more here. Colin Warren muscles up. He'll chase down the basketball. Medley Bacon posts up on Coleman, spins and finishes.
Very nice move. Took his time, established his pivot foot, and came back against the grain. I thought that's a big-time inside interior move.
8 Cowboys have scored. They have 23 points off their bench. Northwestern State 4. Zach Scott call for reaching in.
You can win a lot of games, David, if you don't turn the ball over and you can get good shots. They've done both. Have not turned it over. They've gotten good looks at the basket. They've been very unselfish. They've gotten great ball movement. So that's been a big factor. And it's been very difficult for Northwestern State to get some good looks. They've just struggled getting good looks against this Cowboy defense.
Where will the points come from for the Demons? Here's Amarian McDonald wearing number 2. Just a freshman. It's a pretty young Demon group. Coleman, a second-year freshman. Terrence Reed has to hurry with the shot clock winding down and doesn't find iron. Francois took a 3rd step before firing a travel, and that's the first McNeese turnover.
Yeah, there haven't been any up until that point, amazingly. You mentioned where the point's going to come from, but, it's tough. I'm just not convinced that for Northwestern State that obviously, Brian White is 100%, and he started, it was a game effort to go, but you can see that he might still be struggling a little bit, and he makes their team go, and Coach McConaughey really needs somebody else to step up in his absence if he's not 100%.
And they find Kendall Coleman. Instead, Reed drives, charging call. Just looks like so much is forced by this Northwestern State offense right now.
Well, and that's because the defense has been really established, and that's what you do when you take charges. You establish your defense. You are beating somebody to the spot. And on defense, you can be early. On offense, sometimes it's better to be a step late. But on defense, you anticipate. You go to where your opponent's trying to get to. If you're just trying to follow him and watch where he's going, you're going to follow and be a step behind. Really good job defensively.
36-15 McNeese, and they look for more as we approach 5:30. Coleman the block. Reed drives, gets the layup.
Oh, that is what can turn things around sometimes. A good defensive possession, get out in transition and finish, and maybe even got fouled. So they're going to need some more possessions like that. It's important that they continue to play with that kind of passion.
Shoemate passed up the shot, takes a tougher one. Coleman, another rebound. That's his 7th board. Francois got the tip. Here's Shoemate. Held by Zell and Baba. smart foul as McNeese was in transition. John Aiken wants a flagrant, but just a common foul.
Now I'm not going to get that. David, you sounded so much like a coach when you said passed up a good one to take a tougher one. Sound like something we used to say all the time on the floor. I like that. You've been around the game long enough, but you know it's almost like you don't want to do that. But you can't fault McNeese. They haven't done much wrong in this game. I mean, they've made very few mistakes.
Well, their push came when Shumate came off the bench. He's at 7 points, 7 rebounds.
That's amazing. Just the energy he's given his team.
Warren, that's a charge.
And those kind of plays can turn some things around. Now those are 2 turnovers that haven't happened with the Cowboys. So, you know, Mike McConaughey's team, you got to look for a silver lining. You build it. You don't get it back all at once. You try to get stops. Ryan White, good to see him back in the game and to give it another go. They're going to try to keep it out of his hands, make somebody else bring it up, not White. So good strategy by the Cowboys. See if they can keep Northwestern State out of rhythm.
Tough pass for Coleman, but saves. 10 to shoot. White back on the floor. Garrett spins, connects.
Well, that was a tough possession. They had to earn that, but they did. They were very patient. They had to work very hard, but they got the basket. You can see Northwestern State starting to get a little bit of a groove right here.
One of those things where you want to be within 10 at the half after that poor start?
Oh, absolutely. Anything can happen.
Brian White, the shortest player in D1 basketball, covers Massey. That errant pass saved by Taylor. 9 on the shot clock. Scott throws it away, and now the turnover's piling up. Northwestern State with numbers. Alley-oop, slam dunk. Coleman the flush. T-set the assist. Demons within 15.
Well, it's the way they're playing, Dave. It's not even the score. There's a lot more energy. You can see Northwestern State, Coach McConaughey up on the bench, encouraging his team.
Shumate for 3. Now it's the Demons looking much more in rhythm. That pass sent his last 11. Held to 2 of 8 shooting so far today, Ben, but trying to get things going with his team. Down 15 late in the first.
Well, he's going to have to get some more touches, David.
Cedric Garrett short. No touch for Coleman on that possession. Here comes Trey English. 7 points. Came in averaging 4.5 a game, and that's because he had 27 in the 4 overtime loss Saturday to HBU.
There's the zone again. Looks like a little bit of a zone look. 2-3.
English drives and finishes. His hot play continues. Freshman from Baltimore, Maryland.
I like the freshman. He shows you a lot of grit and versatility.
Garrett able to respond.
Now, he's going to have to go back and get some easier baskets, and obviously Coleman, but it starts on this end. You've got to get going defensively. Stop at your play.
Time issue. In fact, the clock continued to roll after the whistle. 8-2 run now for Northwestern State as John Aiken looks on. First year as a Division I head coach, assistant at McNeese, and before that at Nichols for a couple of years. He was much younger, coach at NAIA Belhaven, and well, so they call him Coach Mike. I've called him Coach Mike forever. They call him Magic Mike. They call him Opie. You know, when you've been coaching for as long as Mike McConaughey, you'll get a number of nicknames. His 682 wins, the most in the Louisiana history. I mean, he's a state of Louisiana legend, not just as a coach. Southland Conference Player of the Year for Louisiana Tech when they were a member.
You should hear another legend from Louisiana, Tim Floyd, talk about Revere's. Coach McConaughey can't say enough good things and has some great stories, but those two guys go back. I'm sure they've been on many a fishing trip together, but you know, just tells me so many great human interest stories of what he's done for families, his players, the town. Just incredible. He's been more than a basketball coach. That's why he's lasted in this business, David.
He's 66. He started to be asked, how much longer do you have? And he said, look, I enjoy what I do, and as long as I can make an impact on young people and have a connection with them, I'll keep going. He's already maxed out his state pension, so he's truly now just coaching for the love of it.
I want him to coach forever. I don't want him to taking my job over here. He's pretty good. I mean, he could be good at whatever he does in the game of basketball. Everybody likes Coach McConaughey, and he's knowledgeable, he's funny, he's got a great sense of humor, but he's very centered. You know, you root for guys like Coach McConaughey And you know, it's players like him. He talks about relationships, how important relationships are. He says, get your players to like one another. They'll play harder for you. They'll play harder for each other. And he's right. And his team could have quit in this game, David. They didn't. They're battled back. I mean, they still got a ways to go, but they were down and out, 20 points down.
It was a clock issue. They reset it to 2:29 as the possession begins for the Cowboys. Taylor moves on Garrett. Garrett stays in front. Quick catch and shoot, Scott. And Garrett draws the foul. What an offensive possession by the sophomore from here in Houston.
Well, that was great play, and David, what that does, you can see he wasn't giving an inch. I thought Taylor could have been called for travel. He wasn't because of the great defense, and then he just, you know, out of frustration, Kellen Taylor went over the top and committed the foul. But that's just great individual defense. They're going to have to get some stops to get back in this game. It's not going to be about offense. They have to find a way to slow down a really aggressive and confident McNeese ball club.
Approaching 2 minutes to go first half. Coleman moves on Shoemate. Too long. His struggles from the field continue. 2 of 9.
Well, and he hurried his shot, David. That's all that was. You had a mismatch. You had deep position, and you just hurried your shot. That's something Coach McConaughey, I know, will talk to him about at halftime.
English tried to thread the needle instead of turnover, and that's the 4th by the Cowboys now.
You know, and that can be frustrating for your best player. You know, he wants so badly to get you back in this game, but you got to, you know, the game's got to come to you a little bit. We saw Darius Lee do that for HBU in our first game. You know, sometimes you just aren't going to score. You're going to have to get your teammates scoring.
T-Step steps back, a long 3. Good box out Lewis, and Shoemate comes away with it. English. Approaching 1 minute to go now. Good first step and the prettier reverse. Colin Warren's first field goal.
David, I liked his first step. I liked his second step, and especially liked his last step. All the way to the basket. That's just quickness on quickness and aggressiveness. Great move.
Northwestern State is maybe their last shot of the half as we're approaching 30 seconds to go. Coleman, 5 to shoot. Lost it going up. And I believe a foul, yes.
Now 3 seconds to go on the shot clock. They just got that up in time. And, you know, that's what you have to do. If you're not finding easy baskets, you're just going to have to grit it out sometimes. And I've always thought this, David, if you can get to the foul line, you can try to just get in the bonus, get yourself there, get your defense set. That's just that's just the way you want to get back in the game. You're not going to do it just by out shooting your opponents. Then you got to make them.
Yeah, Coleman, 70% for the line in conference play.
I think he's shooting. I think he's shooting with a little fatigue, David. You can see he's breathing a little hard. He's had to play some tough minutes. That's a credit to McNeese. They've pushed him to the limits. They've made him play hard tonight.
This is a young squad. Their 2 best scorers, Kendall Coleman and Carvel T-Set, both second-year freshmen. Garrett couldn't get there in time.
Desperate right here. And also, don't count out how well McNeese has played defensively. They have done a great job defensively.
And the 5 Demon Conference wins, lowest number of points scored, 79 against UIW.
Well, that's something I'm sure that the coaching staff talked about, and they followed their coaches' leads. Play defense.
Cowboys can get it to just over a second left. They're 6 in the shot clock. Zach Scott for 3. That's how it's gone for McNeese in the first half. Carville T-Set.
Run they gave up at the very end of the half. So, you know, as hot as the McNeese State Cowboys have been, you just got to figure, you know, it's got to be your half, and so you got to take it with a grain and just build. It's not going to happen all at once. Just chip away, and I think it starts with just Coleman starting for his team and trying to get back in the game and do some good things, because he's a factor for him.
4 conference wins for McNeese, none by more than 10. LaTerrence Reed gets the Demon started in the second half.
That's a good start.
And so how will the Cowboys handle this success? They're not used to being up this big in conference competition.
No, it is challenging, and you know, it doesn't mean anything. You can be down, is what Coach said right in his interview. He said, you know, he's playing against a good coach, good team, and they got to handle being up.
That will help. Zach Scott is third three of the night, 67th of the season to easily lead the team.
David, they're playing with urgency, and I just can't talk about their confidence level. They're playing with supreme confidence.
6 of 14 now from beyond the arc for McNeese. Garrett looks to answer. Well off. So many Cowboys getting into the act. 8 have scored. Miles Lewis knocked out of bounds. Lewis, graduate from Herndon, Virginia, played 4 years at VMI. His numbers don't sparkle off the page, but John Aiken describes him as one of the best leaders on the team. He says, imagine a 4-year military guy. That's him. Discipline and a team player.
That, again, if you can have that on your team, you've got something special. Most teams don't have that.
Here is Lewis. Tripped up. And Coleman hit the floor hard, holding his right shoulder. He'll pick up the foul, his second.
They're saying was on the floor, I think. No argument.
It'll be a fresh 20. Coleman still feeling that. Lewis, pretty feed, dunk, Medley Bacon.
Well, David, there was a back screen, and it must have been a darn good one because he was wide open, just naked at the basket, and not literally, by the way, but with nobody defending him, and unbelievable that they get that type of a look out of an out of bounds under. Great call.
And then T-Set palms the basketball.
David, this frustration a little bit starting to creep back in. You know, you can't look for aspects of the game and things to change, you know, your fortunes. You can't say, well, let's wait till the other team slows down or they have a lull. You got to make some things happen. You can't wait for the circumstance of a game to change the outcome of fortunes.
It's the biggest Cowboys lead. Jonathan Massey. Lewis skies for the rebound. McNeese swept the regular season series, but none of the games were like this. Kick ball. And they're going to call Lewis for the kick, so it'll be Northwestern State possession.
Well, there's a turnover that really unforced that you don't want to see. They're fortunate they're up by big margin, but those are the type of turnovers that have plagued McNeese, and obviously that's not in this type of game. Maybe it won't be as much a factor, but they've been pretty good at valuing the basketball.
Yeah, they were worst in turnovers in the regular season, though only committed 13 in their 4 overtime loss Saturday to HBU. John Aiken said we're getting better at it as we continue to get used to playing with each other. Big Larry Owens on the floor and just gets that pass off to T-Set. 10 to shoot. T-Set drives, hangs, and fouled.
Again, I think Northwestern State's got to get inside and get fouled. You know, big fella had it inside. He's got to find a way to draw some contact and just, again, stop the clock, get to the line, and just build it step by step. You're just not going to get back in this game only shooting jump shots. You're going to have to get to the free throw line and get some scores.
T-Set just with 5, second on the team in scoring, 12 and a half a game coming in. I mean, we'll stress him and Coleman, the 2 leading scorers, they're second-year freshmen, so, which other people call, COVID year freshmen, because if you played last year, you got your year back. Jovan Zelenbaba, who Mike McConaughey said needed to have a big game today, but we haven't seen much of him. A sophomore. Brian White's a junior. Cedric Garrett, a sophomore. It's a young group, and we've seen so many times here in the conference's biggest stage. You get punched early. It's hard to recover when you're not used to playing with this kind of pressure, and a lot of players on this young team just simply aren't.
No, and that's something that you can build. You know, you understand that. That's part of the game. But you have to just understand that when you're playing, you know, these things are going to happen. You learn from it. That's what experienced players bring you. They've been in these situations, and hopefully they don't return and get back to these situations.
The 3 seed UNO awaits the winner of this one. And much like McNeese, a team that's dealt with adversity, but also a confident group. Although I don't think a lot of people expected the Privateers to be the 3 seed. They led the conference all the way until the season's final day when Nichols knocked them off and bumped the Privateers down to that 3 behind the Colonels in Southeastern.
Well, it's hard to maintain, and we talked to Coach Sless, and Mark Schlesinger said that, look, we've had a good year, and we lost to some good teams, but it's hard to keep up that type of consistency. It just really is. This league's too competitive.
Northwestern State continues to struggle from beyond the arc, 1 of 8. English, swat. That was by Garrett. Demons with numbers. Garrett hangs and finishes. Both ends of the floor, Garrett getting it done.
And that's how they got back in this game in the first half. They played some good defense, got some turnovers or missed shots and long rebounds, and then they came back the other way. They're capable.
It's not often in the years we've done this that you can pick the 3 seed and feel pretty confident. I think a lot of people think the Privateers will recover here.
Mayberry, but he's got the same cachet, same control over his town.
Well, Coach Mike does say, with all due respect to Ron Howard, as an adult, I got the better end of the deal lengthwise. He's kept that good flow of hair.
Yes, he has.
I'm kind of envious of it. Larry Owens and the Demons looking to get back in this one. Baseline jumper falls. That's Jalen King's first field goal, sophomore from Columbus, Georgia. And we saw John Aiken very animated to his team during the timeout. His team's up 17, but what is he telling his squad?
Well, his team was up 20, almost 25, and he's saying, look, what do we do? Sometimes it's hard to talk to your team when you're up because you don't have their attention. They think they kind of doing well, and you got to just stay with them and say, look, let's keep doing what we've been doing.
Is this sometimes harder? With Ben Braun, I'm David Salzman. Cowboys have been in control almost the whole way, and out of the inbounds, they'll get Owens for the foul. Pretty feed to Kellen Taylor. But as you're going into the break, is it harder to coach a team when you're up so big than maybe when you're down big?
Yeah, you know, you don't have your team's attention as much. They kind of think that they've been there, they've arrived. Look, we're okay, coach, and sometimes you're not okay. And, you know, I've been on teams where coach teams where we've been up and the other team was coming back, and, you know, you kind of get stung a little bit. So you just want to make sure that you're doing the things that you did to get your lead, and you almost don't look at the scoreboard. You just continue to play the game the way you've played. The biggest mistake is to feel that sense of that, you know, confidence, overconfidence when you can look at the scoreboard.
Hey, he can remind his team about Saturday. The 4 overtime loss to HBU, 149-144. They led with a second or less to go in the first, second, and third overtimes. Still lost.
Incredible.
Owens. It was King trying to tip it. Shoemate finds Warren ahead of the defense, blows the dunk, but it's into the hands of Taylor. Trey English, 9 points, all coming in the first half. Saves to Taylor, but 7 on the shot clock. Taylor spins, off the window and in.
Well, they've been fortunate, David, too, because they really should have given up that score at this end. Northwestern State just couldn't put the ball in the basket, and then they get the bank shot coming back this way.
No foul on the contact as it was Taylor to the floor. Owens is going to go to the line as Shoemate picks up the foul.
You know, when there's 15 minutes in the game, there's an eternity of time. To answer the second part of your question, you just can't feel that you're ever ahead and that the game's salted away. College players today are too good, can come back, and basketball can be made up in just a matter of minutes. It does not take long, so the last thing you want to do is give the opposing team confidence that they can come back in this game. And again, we mentioned Northwestern State had opportunities last time down the floor, and if they can convert some of these opportunities, David, they can be back in this game. But they've been fortunate. McNeese State has it. They've been able to stay ahead in this game.
Owens is used to this tournament environment. 5th-year senior from Monroe, Louisiana, but just 3 points tonight. East by 20. We're still early second half. Shoemate moves on Owens. Trying to find English, but wasn't expecting the pass and the turnover.
And again, those are opportunities that if McNeese State continues to make, and obviously Demons can come back and capitalize, they can find themselves in a position they don't want to find themselves in. That clock just never seems to move, David. You're up 20. I used to say to our scorers, start the clock. They said, Coach, I did. I said, well, start it and move it faster. Let it run a little bit, let it breathe.
Carvel T-set just 5 points. He can try to get things going. Oh, we haven't played 6 minutes of the second half yet. Coleman muscles on Shoemate and connects. Third field goal for the first team all-conference player from Shreveport.
Good recipe. You keep going inside there, and you can play catch-up. That's a good place to start.
Massey got the step on Zellen Baba, and we'll go to the line. Zellen Baba's second. Jonathan Massey, Southland Conference Freshman of the Year. Now, that just included true freshmen, not the second-year freshman like Kendall Coleman. A bright future for this young man. He's from here in Houston, went to Legacy High School. Over a couple of assists a game, 5.5 points a contest. So many players able to come back with that extra year of eligibility. That's why you didn't see, and this is all across the country, a lot of first-year guys have major impacts.
I like the freshman. He's a really good-looking player. He's got a very bright future.
Puts his team up 20. UNO, the 3 seed awaits. Nichols and Southeastern Louisiana, the top 2 seeds. Double buys to the semis, which will take place Friday here. Massey knocked it off Reed's leg out of bounds. That's the freshman of the year coming up with a good defensive play.
Really, David, nowhere to go there. The defense was set. Not a lot of operating room. I thought they went inside, had a chance to get something going. Continue to put the ball, hopefully Coleman's hands, make something happen.
For 3, Scott, well short. T-set trying to get something going. All the way to the rim and with the left hand connects.
It's a great look. That was not an easy shot, but again, they're just a few stops away from climbing back into a position where they could make a run.
English, pretty feed, Shoemate. Got it swatted away, however. That was Garrett who went straight up. Wide open to cut it to 15. Reed, closest the Demons have been in some time.
But there's that number we talked about, David. It's 15 when you've been down big. It's 10 or under when you're just trying to make a run late. So they're there. They must get some stops.
Still have just under 12:30 to go. Massey, 8 to shoot. Scott pulls up. Big shot for the junior from Miami, Florida.
Big shot, Scott. You put it in his hands, and he has hit some big shots for his team. That was huge. Zach Scott.
Can the Demons respond? They've been in need of a big offensive run. Here's T-set. 2 threes for the Demons. Their last 2 possessions after they just had 1 beforehand.
You see some of the McNeese Cowboys kind of shaking their heads like they won't go away, and they won't.
English. Shoemate moves on Coleman. Just lost it out of bounds. It's a little more, down 14.
Well, it would be interesting to see what comes out after the timeout. Where it's going to happen. Where is Northwestern State going to put the ball? You can bet that Coleman's going to have something to do with it.
Garrett drives, hangs in the air too long. Got his own rebound. Put back, cuts it to 12.
How about Cedric Garrett? That's another guy. You put the ball in his hands. He's been pretty tough for him.
10 points, 5 boards for the sophomore from here in Houston.
They're closing it, David. They've just got to get some stops. And really, it's going to be on McNeese's plate. They've just got to take better care of the basketball, get better shots. They have not done that.
A 10-2 run. Medley Bacon spins, forces it over Coleman and gets the roll.
7-footers don't force it. They can never force it to me.
Same as 7-1?
Yeah, no, 7-1, you're that close. Put it up. That's not a force. That's what you should do. Get it up there.
Might have been a force by T-set, the step back 3. And McNeese will slow it down.
Well,
approach the midway point of the second.
Yeah, and you know, Northwestern State had scored on 5 of the last 6 possessions, so it's going to be on McNeese State to play some defense here. And then obviously get some scores of their own.
8 to shoot. Lewis drives, hangs, well long. Taylor saves, shot clock didn't reset. 1 to shoot. Taylor rescues his team.
That's a great call, David. That's exactly what he did. He just bailed them out because they don't score there, and then they're playing here with a real urgency from Northwestern State. They're playing against a team that's fighting back. It's like the fight.
Sorry, Ben. They've answered the run 4 in a row. Plenty of time for Garrett. Pulls up, and yes, getting hot now at 12 to lead his team.
You see a little bit of the confidence coming back with Northwestern State. They did not play with that confidence in the first half. They're starting to get it back, and you see finally McNeese State being a little human this half. They're not playing with the edge they had in the first half.
English got fouled. Reed disagrees, but the 6-year senior from Buffalo, New York picks up his second. John Aiken looks on after his team scored a program record 144 Saturday and 4 overtime, still lost to HBU. Francois misfires, and that's off Medley Bacon. How much does Kendall Coleman need to get going? While his teammates do the job, he's still just 3 of 10 from the floor.
Well, he does, and I'm, you know, again, a little surprising. I just think he's got to make some things happen, even if he's not scoring. David, I always felt that your best scorer, if he's got his hands on the ball, can make things happen for your team. We mentioned Darius, Lee, what he did for HBU, and that's kind of what Coleman's got to do. You get the ball in his hands. I think he can create some open shots. I think he can get some scores, draw some fouls. So I'm a little surprised he just hasn't been as much involved. But the other team knows that he's the factor, so they've done a good job on him. McNeese done a great job on Coleman.
Double, including Medley Bacon on Garrett. T-set now double. King from the short corner. Cowboys will allow King to shoot. In traffic, Lewis loses the basketball. T-set an open 3. Would have cut into 11. Instead, English the board. Long outlet, no one on Taylor for 2.
Well, that's, again, so unfortunate that Northwestern State's been so close on so many times where they just couldn't figure it out and finish.
Reaching on the Cowboys and a foul.
But, the heart's there, David. You can see the fight. There's fight left in Northwestern State. And Coach McConaughey's been through this as a coach. He's encouraging his team here, just saying, keep fighting. And there you see Coach Aiken just coaching his guys up and saying, look, there's time, there's place, there's time and score. Let's play some percentages. Let's be smart.
Tipped off English, still Demon basketball.
You just get the feeling if Northwestern State can cut this thing to about 10 or 11, that they could make a run. And
they've had a couple of opportunities in the last couple of minutes, but down 16, and we're down to 8:25 to go. McNeese looking for their first Southland Conference tournament win since 2015. They're making their 32nd overall conference tournament appearance, which is a league record. 5 to shoot. Reed finds King, hurries for 3. Yes! Jalen King, 4 of 22 from beyond the arc before that big make.
There's the climb, David. It's interesting. They're climbing back in. Is there enough time? Yes, there is. Plenty of time left in this basketball game.
They just gave him a 2. They may review it during the time. Lost Saturday. He's so positive around his team, clapping his hands to his players. Yeah, it's an older group, but a lot of transfers. And so they've had to take some time getting used to just playing together. And John Aiken saying his chemistry coming into today, the best it's been all season, despite a 4-10 conference mark. Well, can Kendall Coleman get going? You've called for him to do so, Coach, and he gets his team within a dozen.
And he shot it with confidence, David, but you got to have the ball in your hands. He just had to have the ball in his hands because McNeese State's been doing a good job defensively, and here's that barrier there. It's about a possession away from a single-digit lead.
Francois for 3. Yes!
Well, there's the guy that can hurt you, and he's done that all year long for his team. That's a huge basket, just when Northwestern State was making a run.
7 minutes to go. Francois' third three puts his Pokes up 15. Coleman, long two. First team all-conference, beginning to heat up.
Well, you've got Coleman now feeling good about himself, but it's McNeese State that's going to have to come out and now find some ways to stop Northwestern State and still be aggressive without turning the basketball over.
Tough feed. Medley Bacon gets knocked away, and King gets the steal.
Turnover again.
8th second-half turnover for the Cowboys. T-set finds Coleman. A foul is called. A chance would have been to get it to within 10 if he connected on the dunk. Instead, two free throws coming.
Oh, you're right about that. He makes that layup, and then he gets a chance for the three-point play, and then you have a completely different complexion of this game. Not that it's not different already. It's changed. The tide has turned, and Coach Aiken knows that. He's on the sideline just trying to be positive.
First free throw made by Coleman today, 1 of 3. He has 11 points, 8 rebounds, averaged a double-double this season, and in conference play, 11.5 boards a game.
David, you asked me during the break, and I'll share that. Is there enough time? There's plenty of time. give our teams this much time left with 10, 12-point lead. You can make it up. There's no question. But McNeese has got to get back to doing what they did. They can't turn it over, and B, they got to get a good-looking shot.
English to the rim, hangs. Got hit by Coleman. What a drive, and the first step did it for the freshman from Baltimore, Maryland, who's played his best basketball the last week.
Well, that was a nice aggressive move. Might have gotten called for the clear out with the arm. Be interesting if we could see that, but that's an NBA play. Mostly doesn't happen in college, but in the NBA, that's one of the things, that clear out. You see the arm go there, and NBA, that may go the other way. College, you seem to be a little more protected.
27 on Saturday in the 4 overtime loss to HBU. It's 23% of his regular season scoring. So you wondered, how would he respond? He has 10 after the free throw.
Well, he's not going to tell anybody that was a 4 overtime game. He's going to say, I had 27. Come on, David. Eddie House scored 61 against our team, but he only had 40 in regulation. I tell that story all the time.
Yeah, they played 3 halves when you go 4 overtimes. Well, what an ill-advised throw. And that's T-set trying to find Garrett.
Boy.
Mike McConaughey trying to encourage his team to keep their heads up.
Well, you don't mind them running and trying to get a transition basket. That's not the problem. But you've got to really pinpoint. You've got to just be sure. Turnovers now are really a key. You can't afford to give away opportunities.
6 minutes left. Cowboys led by 20 at the half. So for all the Demons have tried to do, they've just whittled the deficit down by 6. English steps back, tough shot. Rebound, Taylor. Ball went right into his hands, and he'll go to the line.
He's an active player, and he's really bailed out the Cowboys a couple of times tonight, David, where he's gone in, he's got offensive rebounds, kept the ball alive. That was not a great first-look shot, but give Taylor credit to go in there and clean up the miss.
John Aiken calls him the heart and soul of the whole team. He's been Christian Shoemate's biggest mentor, and he told John Aiken, I'm going to go play overseas when my college career is done. Then I want to come back and be a coach and make guys like Christian Shoemate first team all-conference.
No, I got to know Kellen Taylor. He played for, obviously, a good friend of mine, one of my best friends in the world, Keith Damrod, who's coached at Duquesne. And Kellen Taylor was there, and he had a pretty good career there before he transferred. He was a competitor, but he's gotten better. His game has gotten better. His outlook has gotten better. I think he's improved as a player and a person.
It's a game-high 16. The swat by Medley Bacon. Here come the Pokes. And Francois thought that Scott would be there. Some smiles, which I guess you can afford to do up 16.
No, you look at Coach Aiken, he's encouraging his guys. He's saying, I don't know who you're throwing it to, but just try to throw it to somebody in a blue uniform, and preferably not anybody on the bench. And that's who he threw it to.
Coleman, boy, just muscles down the 7-1 Medley Bacon and draws the foul.
Now, no answer for Medley Bacon. That was just too much. I mean, you cannot guard Coleman down that low. You've got to give him space. You cannot go body to body. Medley Bacon's got to use his reach. He's got to give in. But Coleman's a veteran. He knows how to use his gift. And he's just getting his team back into this game slow but sure.
He's had 5 of his 11 since our last timeout. 18 points, 20 rebounds Saturday. And the Demons 85-80 lost to Southeastern Louisiana. And Mike McConaughey said, I had as much fun watching any player all year as I did him dominating the boards on both ends.
Well, David, how about these two coaches enjoying their players, win or lose? They enjoy coaching their team. And these players know that. That's why they can compete. You say, how do you have a competitive team if you have a losing record? Because their coach, you take the lead from your head coach.
1 of 2 for Coleman, who continues to struggle at the line today. Demons down 15 as we approach 5 minutes to go.
Well, now you see McNeese finally taking a little bit of time. They've been in a little bit of hurry with the lead. You don't have to play in a hurry.
Taylor to the paint, over King, gets the roll.
That's very methodical possession. I thought they put the ball in Taylor's hand, and he delivered.
18 for Kellen Taylor. Mentioned him playing basketball at Duquesne. All-conference receiver for the Dukes as well. Foul on Medley Bacon.
David, that was a little better possession by Medley Bacon. He did everything right until the very end and went for the swipe. I thought he was using his abilities. Sometimes, and big guys have to learn this, it's just as effective to go up and affect a shot than it is to block. You don't have to block every shot as a big guy. You can simply go up, put your hands outstretched, and make your opponent shoot over or around you.
Talked about how with McNeese, it's been a team looking to overcome adversity, and they faced it all year. We mentioned still overcoming the adversity of the entire Lake Charles community as of hurricanes Laura and Delta, and then this team, a rugged non-conference schedule. At one point they had a tournament out in Florida, and then 4 days later they were playing in Seattle. And
incredible.
They're 4-10 in the league.
Well,
so this is a sign, perhaps, not just for this season, but maybe the program moving forward, if they can hold on, just to build the resolve of this Cowboys program under John Aiken.
I think it's great, and the job Heath Schroyer has done as the AD, making the hire and making the call when he slid over to the AD spot, that's something you have to commend. Leadership's very important.
Warren and McNeese up 18.
Well, that's a big basket, and that's a huge cushion, and you can see Coach Aiken really encouraging his guys. That's what he's been doing all game. No matter what's been happening, he's been encouraging his team.
This is a McNeese program on its way to its first conference tournament win in 7 years. John Aiken, first time coaching as a head coach, that is, in the Southland Conference tournament. He's going to see his Cowboys advance to take on UNO. That's a team, we talked about McNeese facing adversity all year. UNO's adversity is now. They lost 3 of their last 4 to end the regular season, the 3 seed after leading the conference pretty much all year until the final day. So another team looking to overcome recent adversity in the Privateers.
And wouldn't that be ironic? We had these two teams face each other in the tip-off, and a lot of emotion there. So throw that one out. There they go again. They're coming right back and going at it, it appears.
Inside, Taylor, and McNeese has now matched its halftime lead. Yeah, it was a double overtime win for McNeese here at the tip-off, which didn't count towards the conference standings. Privateers won both games that did count towards the standings. King.
Well, if you're McNeese State, you're going to remember the win you got in this gym. That's my first thing. I'm going to go back and show as much film of that game as I can, and at the same token, you're going to use motivation to say New Orleans had the upper hand, so you got to come back and get them. But it's going to be a 4th time.
Correct, the 4th time those two teams will meet, McNeese and the nightcap McNeese and 3rd seed UNO. With Ben Braun, I'm David Salzman. And you already talked about how it's going to be the 4th matchup between those two teams. McNeese won in double overtime here in the first round of the conference tip-off, and then UNO took the 2 meetings that counted towards the conference standing.
Well, I love it, David. I really do. By the way, how about Kellen Taylor having a game? You know, what has he done for the Cowboys? All he's done is gone 7 for 8 from the floor, 6 for 6 from the line, and he's got 6 rebounds. So he's really been on target and missed some easy shots, and, you know, turned it over a couple times where he had some easy looks at the basket. So he stepped up for his team.
UNO, such an interesting story, not just because, as we mentioned, they're facing adversity really for the first time all conference season. A 3 seed, maybe unexpectedly. They led the conference almost the whole year. But you have 2 seniors who came back to New Orleans. The sole purpose of winning the conference tournament, Derek Sanhilaire and Troy Green, best backcourt in the league, and that'll be a challenge for the Cowboys to stop.
I think it's going to be a great challenge. At the same time, a great opportunity when you're playing against, your rival. If great matchups tomorrow, you got the Texas rival teams, and you got the Louisiana rival teams. You don't think there'll be a little motion on the line tomorrow? And looking forward to those matchups big time.
HBU and A&M Corpus Christi split the season series, winning on the opponent's home floor.
Well, you saw how proud Heath Schroyer, we bring him up again, a veteran coach that now is the leader of the AD and doing a great job with his program at McNeese, but how proud he must be of the direction that his program's going and the decision he made to keep John Aiken in charge.
Shue made the bucket. Yeah, he handpicked John Aiken, his former assistant, and last season Schroyer was the head coach and the interim athletic director. and that's during COVID-19. And so now permanent AD, and he promoted Aiken, and it's been a hard road for these Cowboys, but again, we were told they were as together from a chemistry standpoint as they've been all year, and this is easily their best performance in the conference.
Well, you know what, David, I think we found out all we needed to find out when you get your team giving each other ovations and hugging and applauding each other even during a loss. That just doesn't happen around competitive sports very much. It takes a special leader, a special team, special guys to do that, and it's carried over into this game. So, again, credit to the leadership in the program. You see Coach Aiken just on the sideline high-fiving every one of his players. This is a big deal to him. And to Coach Schroyer, who's now the leader at AD. I just was coaching the wrong period of time. I wish I had a basketball coach with the AD. I wish
you would have gotten everything.
Oh, my goodness. I had my former assistant, I must tell you this, that ended up being the AD. You don't think that was fun? I'd call him in, I said, just remember who you really work for. He was my current assistant, I should say, and it was also the AD. Imagine that scenario. And his name's Fred Smith. He was a Hall of Fame coach at Siena Heights, and he got a chance to be the AD while he was my assistant coach. And I said, Fred, just understand one thing. Nothing's going to change here. You still report to me around here.
Well, that means you couldn't fire him, because then he just could have fired you back.
No, but I got pretty much what I needed. I can tell you that. He ended every meeting with yes, coach.
And then you said yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Well, give the McNeese State, give them credit today. They came in on fire. They just, they hiccuped for a couple of minutes, thanks to Northwestern State's ability to play, but they've really played well tonight.
Coleman, that gives him a double-double, which is his 17th on the season. And for Northwestern State, a lot of these guys are back. 3 by Amarion McDonald.
You're expecting them to dominate and carry your team, but how many freshmen truly can carry your team? They've been phenomenal. So, yeah, the future's very bright.
Turnover, and T-set, 2 and a foul.
Again, freshmen. So get used to those names. They'll be back, and they'll be even better.
Always love this format where it rewards your regular season strength. Of course, this year there's just 8 teams in the league, so they all make it to Katy. But 5 through 8, you got to win 4 in 4 days. That's never been done since this format began in 2013. What an advantage for Nichols, the top seed in Southeastern Louisiana, the 2 seed, who we won't see until Friday in the semis.
No, the debate's kind of up for that. Is that an advantage to sit out 2 games? Yes, it is, because obviously you get to rest, and 2, you get to get on to the semis, but you're not in the rhythm of playing, and I know a lot of coaches don't like that either. So you can't just sit around and take tours of the city, while you're here. I love Houston, lived here for many years, but you're not going on any guided tours. You're here, you're in the gym, you're playing, but you can't simulate game basketball. So that's going to be interesting to see how all these teams react. The teams both that are playing and might have fatigue, and the teams that are sitting and haven't played at all.
80-62, we're under a minute left. And McNeese is about to win their first conference tournament.
No, that's say no more. He's cemented his legacy.
Pressure on Trevor Passmore, and T-Set's going to get the ball away again. Second straight forced turnover by the freshman. Garrett misses the three.
Well, I think they'll kind of let this one play. I'm not sure. We'll see what happens. But, you know, I like Northwestern State's fight. This wasn't their best outing. They didn't play as well as they can play, but you know, they didn't quit. And sometimes when teams get down, they quit. Never saw any quit, but I saw McNeese State grow a little bit tonight. They took a step forward.
It's the performance, frankly, John Aiken and his staff have been waiting for. Came out hot early, led by 20 at the break. Passmore misfires from three. And then took a couple of punches in the second half. Demons got it to within 12, but never to within single figures as McNeese moves on.
And cover up, that's all. That's all he wants to do.
Well, what a way to respond after the historic 4 overtime loss to HBU Saturday. They took an early